Welcome to Ami's Punjabi Cooking USA. Today we're going to make Makhani chicken, which is butter chicken. I'm going to show you the ingredients. I'm going to make it in like 2 batches, in the sense first I have to marinate. These are the things for marination and these are the things for gravy. I'm going to just tell you exactly what it is. Don't be afraid to see so many things. They are kind of similar things, but you have to put different quantities. So now we have chicken here. It's about 3 pounds of chicken. You can use thighs, breast, or thighs with bone. It's your choice. But today I'm using thighs without bone. I prefer that for Makhani chicken. Then I need about 3 tablespoons of oil for marination. 3 tablespoons of yogurt. This is my homemade yogurt. And if you don't have homemade, you can see my video and make it, or you can buy it. 2.5 tablespoons of ginger and garlic paste. It's like finely crushed, it's not really paste. This is 1 teaspoon of cumin seed, cumin powder. Salt, obviously, you're going to put to taste. Turmeric, 1 teaspoon. This is Kashmiri mirch, which is pepper, red pepper. This is not very spicy, but gives good color. This is chicken ready-made masala, 1 teaspoon, which is optional. And this is 1 teaspoon of coriander powder. Now, I'm going to use a little bit of color because it's supposed to be nice and bright. Many people don't use color, they add more pepper, red pepper, but I don't like my food too spicy, so I'm using color instead. And I have like 3 tablespoons of lemon, fresh lemon. I squeezed it out already. All right, now this is for marination. Now for making the gravy, I used 2 medium-sized onions, which I chopped. Salt to taste. This is garam masala, which we'll use at the end. It's only half a teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of coriander powder and 1 teaspoon of cumin powder. And these are a handful of cashews. Optional again, but it gives good gravy, so I'm using it. And this is fenugreek, dry fenugreek. I will just crush it on my palms and sprinkle it when the sauce is ready. 3 cups of crushed tomato. Now, if you don't have crushed, you can use fresh, but then that's kind of involved because you have to cook it longer, then you have to sieve it, put it through the sieve, and it's like involved. So I use crushed. And 3/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. So now I'm going to, let me move these aside. I'm going to put all the ingredients in the chicken. I'm going to use my fingers. So I'm going to put like 3 tablespoons of oil. I'm not measuring because I've been cooking all my life, so I know exactly how much it is. And lemon. This was very nice, huge lemons, and they gave a lot of juice. Now the purpose of juice also is when you put the dry masalas, the juice helps to sort of soak it up. Let me put the masalas first, and then I will put the yogurt. Okay, you can see it's right now, it's not very colorful. I might add a little bit more of cumin, but first let's put the red color and see how the color comes. Okay, you have to really mix it well. Did I tell you this is about 3 pounds of chicken? Obviously, you can make any amount that you need. See, the color is really nice. So you have to really mix it well. Now I'm going to add ginger, a ginger kind of paste. Let me just put my fingers in here. A little bit of ginger I will save for the gravy. This is ginger and garlic paste. Make sure every piece is really covered well with the masala. Now add the yogurt. Now, if you don't want to use your hands, you can use a fork, but since it's a lot of chicken, it's easier using your fingers with the glove. I wouldn't want my nails and everything to be colored. Now, if you have time, you can marinate it the night before or a couple of hours before. And if you're in a rush, like I always am, I'm going to marinate it for about 15-20 minutes, which is also good enough. It'll be fine because there's so many ingredients in here. Okay, then I'm going to cover it. I'll leave it for 20 minutes and then we will come back to it. Okay, I ended up marinating this chicken for about a couple of hours because I was doing other things. So I've preheated the pan, but you don't need any oil in this because we already added oil in the chicken. So we're just going to put this in now. And it has to cook on medium-high heat till it's really done. It's a lot of meat. Now, you know, if you want to cook less, you reduce the ingredients accordingly. I'm going to put it on a little bit higher for a few minutes till it starts to sizzle. Spread it nicely. Okay, while this is being done, we're going to make the gravy. I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of oil. Onion. So this you can cook on high heat. And ginger garlic paste. Salt to your taste. While the chicken was being marinated, I hope you had time to subscribe to my channel. Okay, I'm going to add the cashew nuts at this time. Now I'm going to saute this for about 3-4 minutes. Okay, this is on high heat now, medium high. It's cooking. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it now till all the moisture evaporates. Moisture is from the yogurt and the lemon. So this should dry up while this is being done. This will take, I think, about 10 minutes on medium heat. This is going to take a couple minutes. Okay, as you see, this is sizzling away and the water will evaporate, or the yogurt water. We'll leave it covered so it gets cooked also. Onions are done. Now I'm going to add tomato. 2 cups of tomato. This jug holds only 2 cups, so I'm going to add another cup from here. This is 3 cups. I had measured it earlier. Okay, now I'm going to add 1 cup of water in this. One cup of water. stir it. Stir it for a minute or two. Turn the heat. This was on high, so now it's on medium. And I'm going to cover it and simmer it for about 10 minutes. Okay, I just switched the sauce off. It's simmering very nicely. Now, if you were using fresh tomatoes, you will need to cook it a lot more because you want the sauce really smooth. But because I use crushed, I didn't have to cook it for that long. I'm just going to blend it. Just to make it smooth. Because remember, the onions were not, they were crushed, not smooth, and the cashew nuts. So we have to break them. Okay, I don't see any big pieces in here. One. Okay, this is all nice and smooth now. I'm going to leave it aside. Now let's see the chicken. As you can see, oh no. Okay, it's totally dry. Now you have to just cook it a little bit so it gets more color. Very nice aroma. Now, if it was summertime, I would be cooking it on the barbecue and then adding in the sauce. But right now, can't see the road for the snow, so I'm just using the pan. Turning the heat low. This is done very nicely. You can see the color is nice and it's done. So now we have to prepare the tadka, as they call it, the dressing. So I'm going to leave this aside, just like the sauce. Put this pan on. I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of oil. Now the most important thing, one of the most important things I forgot to tell you yesterday, butter, Makhani. It is butter chicken, so it does take a lot of butter. If you don't want to use a lot, you can use according to your taste. Now, idea of putting oil in here first before the butter is so the butter doesn't burn. This is 3 tablespoons of butter. You will also notice that in this recipe, I have only used powdered masalas, powdered spices, because the gravy has to be really smooth and velvety. Okay, the butter is melted. Now I add 1 teaspoon of cumin powder, 1 teaspoon of dhania powder, which is coriander powder. Now at this time, if you want your food really spicy, you can use red chilies, which I'm not going to use. And you use 1 teaspoon of haldi, which is turmeric. And you don't need to cook it for a long time. Okay, this is cooked enough. Now we're going to add the sauce in here. Be careful, it sizzles, it bubbles. Okay, it's on low heat. Now we add the chicken in here. The color is really good. Okay, if you will remember, I had said we're going to use cream, heavy cream. It's not whipping cream, it's just heavy cream. This is on low heat, and we will add 3/4, almost. I'm keeping just a couple of teaspoons or tablespoons for garnishing. As you can see how the color changes. This is really restaurant style. Smells good, and I'm sure it'll taste very good also. Now we're going to simmer it for about 5 minutes. Cover it and simmer it. About 5 minutes. Okay, I simmered it for 5 more minutes. I just turned it very, very low. Now I'm going to add garam masala, which is a mix of spices. I made it at home. And this is fenugreek leaves. You just crush them in your palms. I heated it a little bit on a pan. It gives a very nice flavor. So we just mix it for a minute or two, because it's really nicely cooked. I'm going to switch it off now. And there your chicken is ready, Makhani chicken, butter chicken. Look how beautiful the color is. Looks really good, smells good. And do try making yours and let us know how yours comes out.
Great color. Guys, please put a like on it so we can keep making videos. This looks like restaurant style color. I'm sure it's going to be delicious. I'm going to try it as soon as it cools down a bit. Check us out next time for the next video.
Okay, you can eat this chicken with rice, with naan, and it's best is with the onion naan or garlic naan, and or my homemade parantha, which you can check the recipe on my another video.
All right, guys, enjoy.